So when we play music, most of the time we're looking for a connected sound, unless the music tells us to separate, to play staccato, or to maybe separate our notes with accents. Connecting the sound is usually what we want. And to be honest, it's because a lot of music started with singing. Human beings have been able to sing as long as they've been able to talk, and the idea is we want our instruments often to sound like a singer. The first song we sometimes learn in band is Rolling Along. Merrily we roll along. All right, and it's easy to start learning this way. When you're thinking B, A, G, A, B, you're thinking about each note. But as we get more mature as musicians, we learn to connect that sound. And it sounds a lot more musical. Check out another musical example here. First, the not so musical version. Now listen to what happens when I connect the notes. So if you play your notes like dots, like separate notes, the way they look on the page, quarter note, quarter note, quarter note, or even eighth notes, those separate dots sound like this. Somewhere over the rainbow. Now, what we should be doing is playing notes that actually sound like this. And I call these bricks. If you look at how sort of rectangle shaped they are, all right, so bricks sound like this. Somewhere over the rainbow. So as soon as you hear connected sound or slurs or even tenuto, you want to be thinking about strong, solid bricks of sound with no gaps in between. That line is just a tongue touching, but the tongue is separate from the blowing of the air. You see my embouchure doesn't move. Really nothing changes about how I blow, but I just tongue. So I'm blowing nonstop, and that's what that arrow is about. So connected sound is really about the air never stopping and being able to change notes without stopping the air. I can't go back. But that's the idea. There's never a stop to the air. You're just changing notes and tonguing. And then, of course, breathing becomes the problem. Where am I supposed to breathe in this series of sounds? Well, it's obvious here, and that's why students play this way sometimes. It's so easy to breathe between the gaps. But when you have no gaps, and it sounds beautiful and musical, then you really have to have a plan for your breath. And make sure you understand the difference between a truly connected sound and what kind of difference that makes when you play your music.